Imagine being promised the chance to legally grow cannabis from the comfort of your home. With just a few clicks, you could invest in a plant grown in professional greenhouses, and once it's harvested and sold, you'd reap the rewards. Sounds like a dream, right? For thousands of investors, that dream turned into a nightmare. Juicy Fields, the platform that marketed itself as a revolutionary cannabis investment opportunity, turned out to be one of the largest scams in recent memory, leaving behind a trail of shattered dreams, lawsuits, and financial devastation. Today, we'll explore how this startup went from a rising star in the cannabis industry to a criminal mastermind stage for deceit and corruption. Buckle up. This story has fake CEOs, pseudonobility, Russian masterminds, and even Guy Fawkes masks. Chapter 1. A Cannabis Revolution. Too Good to Be True. Founded in 2019 in Berlin, Juicy Fields promised investors massive returns through crowd growing. For as little as €50, you could own a cannabis plant that the company would grow and sell on your behalf. The returns were tantalizing, up to 66% profit in a matter of months. Larger investments promised even bigger payoffs. The company spared no expense marketing itself, from sponsoring massive cannabis expos to glamorous promotional videos featuring Lamborghinis, hotbox parties on private jets, and even endorsements from German rapper Weasel. Juicy Fields looked like the next big thing. Their CEO, Alan Glantz, claimed to be an Ivy League-educated business genius, but cracks in the facade quickly began to show. Chapter 2. The Rise and Fall of Juicy Fields. For years, Juicy Fields seemed to deliver on its promises. Investors were paid their hefty returns, and the platform boasted over 500,000 users across Europe. But in June 2022, things began to unravel. Germany's Financial Regulatory Authority, BaFin, issued a cease and desist order, banning the company from selling plants in the country. Juicy Fields ignored the order and faced a €1 million fine. By July, things spiraled out of control. Employees announced a strike, official social media accounts were deleted, and suddenly, investors were locked out of their accounts. At least €400 million vanished overnight. CEO Alan Glantz, shirtless in video messages, claimed innocence, insisting he was merely a figurehead with little involvement in the company. Chapter 3. A Masterpiece of Deception. At first glance, Juicy Fields appeared legitimate. The company hosted live tours of cannabis greenhouses, listed well-known cannabis companies as partners, and even had live webcams showing plants growing. But as investigators would later reveal, everything was part of an elaborate hoax. The fake success, the claimed 72 tons of cannabis harvested in 2021, entirely fabricated. The fake partners. Many companies listed on their site had no idea they were associated with Juicy Fields. The fake CEO, Alan Glantz, whose real name is Anatoly, was reportedly a taxi driver in Russia before being dressed up as a suave businessman with a Rolex and designer suits. Even the glamorous marketing campaigns were a sham. The Lamborghinis were rented, and the cannabis tours showed greenhouses owned by unrelated companies. Juicy Fields wasn't just a scam, it was an intricately staged performance. Chapter 4. The Pseudonobility and Russian Ties. The scam's fallout revealed a bizarre web of characters. Among them was a group of so-called German pseudonobility, claiming titles like Duke, Count, and Prince. Operating from a castle in Switzerland, these figures were accused of embezzling millions. But they weren't the only ones in the spotlight. Behind the scenes, the real masterminds were reportedly Russian nationals. Viktor Bittner, a German-born Russian, allegedly facilitated the scam's operations in Europe. The ultimate puppet master, a shadowy figure known as Paul Burkholz, described as a reclusive IT genius and dark web enthusiast. Some sources suggest ties to the Russian mafia and even the FSB, Russia's intelligence agency. Chapter 5. Chaos, Distractions, and the Fallout. As the scam unraveled, Juicy Fields staged a public feud to distract from the collapse. Accusations flew between the old Juicy Fields team and a new Juicy Fields faction, led by the pseudo-nobility. Both sides hurled blame, publishing fake leaks, altered passports, and forged documents. Meanwhile, thousands of investors scrambled to recover their lost funds. Law enforcement across Europe launched investigations, with raids and arrests taking place in Germany, Austria, and other countries. but the key players remained untouchable, likely safe in Russia, which does not extradite its citizens. Chapter 6. Was it all a front for money laundering? Whistleblower. Anders, a former insider, revealed that Juicy Fields wasn't just a Ponzi scheme, it was also a front for money laundering. The company allegedly funneled dirty money through its operations, washing it clean under the guise of cannabis investments. Anders even suggested connections to a Colombian drug cartel, further complicating an already murky picture.
I'm calling them useful idiots. These are people who are just being paid to be seen and signing papers and so on. They are.
Chapter 7. The Aftermath. Today, Juicy Fields' website remains online, promising a relaunch as a decentralized blockchain platform. The current operators insist they're legitimate and pledge to refund investors. But experts warn that the platform is still a massive red flag. The financial damage is staggering. Estimates range from 400 million euros to 3 billion euros in losses. Thousands of victims are left without answers, while the masterminds likely enjoy their ill-gotten gains. Conclusion. The Juicy Fields story is a chilling reminder of how far scammers will go to exploit trust. It's a tale of greed, deception, and the dark underbelly of the cannabis boom. If something sounds too good to be true, it probably is. As for Juicy Fields, its legacy isn't just a cautionary tale, it's a masterclass in how to stage the perfect scam. Call to action. If this story shocked you, share your thoughts in the comments and subscribe for more investigative deep dives. Let's talk about how to spot scams and protect ourselves in an increasingly digital world. Stay safe out there.